there's dirt on my hands.
Hello YouTube, Boss Rino. Welcome to my channel. So ito, top 9. O, 9 na lang kasi napanood ko yung 6. Top 9 videos only brave people can watch. Ito ay sa chill. So ito ay request ni Mon Cedric Menjola Granada. O, yun. Parang Mon. Ito na request mo. So ito, try natin ito bago pa try na iba.
Number 9. One of them moves. A doll with a creepy aura is chilling enough. So what happens when the doll actually moves? The G-Team Paranormal Investigators posted this video to YouTube in March of 2019 writing, "After my recent video with Omar, I decided to take his haunted dolls home with me that night. I did not bring them inside my home. I left them in a shed out back. After watching back the video I did with Omar a few times, I decided to introduce his dolls to mine and turn the camera on. The video reveals an unsettling movement. As Patty, the host, is talking about the dolls, you can see one of the porcelain dolls' heads moves ever so slightly.
Because I don't want to keep her, but I'd like her to go to a good home. I mean, if there's somebody out there that's interested,
Ay!
I don't.
Po!
Did that
Hayop ka, wag ka. Uy, sa mga manika naman na to. Oh!
thing just move?
As if she's listening. Is she? If she is, does she like what she's hearing? She must not have gone full-on Chucky when the camera stopped rolling, so we can assume so. Number 8. Shadow people. If you've never come across a sadistic shadow, then you don't know true fear.
Whoa.
Think you're brave enough to face it? Then keep watching. The footage shows an empty stairwell. A young woman appears at the top, descending to the hallway, when she abruptly turns back as a dark shadow enters the stairwell from the doorway below. The vague shadow then disappears into thin air, but then appears again moving up the stairs. Solifidian in the comments has a theory about the shadow ghost's movements.
Bakit yung nagna-narrate, feeling ko parang pag kung magsalita, feeling ko nilalandi niya ako. Ang landi magsalita eh. Tapos boses lalaki siya, di ba? Lalaki siya malamang. Pero yung way niya pagsasalita, parang nilalandi ako, putang ina. Parang na ako minumules siya habang nakikinig sa kanya.
Writes, hypothetically speaking, a ghost may not have any real physical limitations, so maybe movements are not going to align with how physical matter moves, but it appears it is absorbing all visible light frequencies, so it must be
Yung babae natakot naman, natakot din sa parang shadow. Imagine yung utot lang yun. Natakot
comprised
siya
of some
agad.
kind of particles. What do you think? Is this particle-like shadow ghost something worth investigating? I certainly think it is.
Utot lang
Number
yun. Nakita ng
7.
camera.
Don't go in the closet. When you hear some unusual noise in your everyday life,
Oy, wag
do
salamin.
you ever stop to think, what in the world was that? Redditor Shadow Husky 1 did when he heard this strange sound coming from his parents' closet. Husky writes, just moved in, house built in the late 50s. When the boy walks into his parents' bedroom, you can see his reflection in the floor-length mirror. Somebody's here, he says. As some note in the comments, at the 90-second mark, a strange shadow crosses the camera. Actually, it looks more like a blur or a smudge than a shadow.
Oo nga, blurred lang gumanon.
He asks the thing to please make a noise, and unfortunately, it responds.
Please make a noise.
Oh, shh.
As the boy is backing away from the door, you can hear what sounds like clothes hangers clang together. He then enters an adjacent bathroom connected to the closet. As he tries to flick the light a dozen times, a woman's voice can be heard for a moment. Who is it? What do they want? Is there a spirit haunting this closet? If so, what happened here? Shadow Husky doesn't stay long enough to find out. Can't blame him. Number 6.
Mga shadow na yan, lagi na lang meron.
Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. It seems hospitals are incredibly haunted places. Posted to YouTube in September of 2019, HRJ Paranormal Adventures navigates this hospital, situated at the foothills of the South Pittsburgh Mountain. The 68,000 square foot hospital was founded in 1959, but the haunting may date back to well before it was built. Unlike Penhurst, there are no reports of mistreatment at this hospital during its operation, but there were reports by hospital employees of paranormal activity, such as inanimate objects moving of their own accord, disembodied voices, and dark shadowy figures, including a 7-foot-tall man on the 3rd floor, who is believed to be a former surgeon who practiced at the facility. He's not the only one haunting the 3rd floor. A toddler spirit and an elderly woman have both been observed there. 2 other spirits, a janitor and a female spirit, known as the Naughty Nurse, haunt the basement. This has drawn many paranormal investigators to the hospital since it closed in 1998. HRJ Paranormal Adventures manages to capture a few paranormal entities in this video. One is a ghostly reflection that appears twice at 3 minutes 53 seconds, and then again at 3 minutes 58 seconds.
All the touching all the people.
Follow the crew on their hour-long investigation of this haunted place, and you might just capture a few more spirit sightings and disembodied voices. Number 5.
Hindi ako makapag-concentrate sa pagsasalita talaga nito,
Creepy girl. Warning, don't enter a dark and disturbing abandoned house at night. Posted by Ka Records in 2010, the team is exploring an abandoned house at night when they zoom in on a corner of the room. In that dark corner, behind various obstructions, appears a creepy girl doll. The disturbing sight causes them to race from the room. Wouldn't you? I don't think they had any other choice.
Gago.
Number 4.
Gago, nagulat ako dun. Akala ko kung ano.
Penhurst Asylum. Asylums hold dark energy, and this one is no exception. This footage posted by the Paranormal Files navigates their visit to Penhurst Asylum. Patient number 1 entered the asylum on November 23, 1908. It took only 4 years for the hospital to be overrun by residents, with pressure to include others. The patients weren't only there to be treated, they were there to contribute to industry, whether it be farming, making and repairing mattresses or shoes, cooking or sewing. There were a number of industries to which patients were assigned. Accused of ill treatment of patients, 9 employees of the institute were indicted in 1983. Known as the Halderman case, this indictment ended in the institution's closure and the discharge or transference of 460 patients to other facilities. With all that in mind, it's crystal clear that evil things happened at this institution. These happenings resulted in a presence that would make your stomach turn. Many claim that the site is haunted. In fact, the institute's administration building was partially renovated as the Penhurst Asylum Haunted House in 2010. Again, using this site as such an attraction has been controversial due to the injustice that occurred there, but opening the place to the public has allowed paranormal investigators to explore the hallowed grounds. If you're one who likes to fast forward to the scary parts, Jessie P in the comments has you covered, listing all the sightings or disembodied voices she caught in her viewing of the footage. Some of the catches are confirmed by others in the thread, particularly the hotspot at minute 46. Around 46 minutes 35 seconds, Jessie notes a male whisper saying go back.
I'm not
At 46 minutes 50 seconds, the same male voice states, I'm a male.
like right next to this ear.
May bumulong.
46 minutes 56 seconds, a female says, he is attacking you. Lots of other disembodied voices are caught by viewers watching the tour of the Institute. And at 1 hour, 5 minutes, 50 seconds, there appears a strange light anomaly as a light or figure seems to shift in the darkness of the hallway. If you're brave enough to watch the entirety of this video, let us know in the comments if you've spotted other anomalies or heard any additional disembodied voices. Number 3.
Mon! Si paring Mon. Mon, ano ba ito request mo? Parang ako minumulest siya. Parang ako minumulest siya. Pagsalita no?
Unknown force. Unknown forces are all around us. Will you be brave enough to fight when you encounter them?
Ito sigurado nakakatakot to dahil luma to luma.
In this video, a man is standing in a dark alleyway when another man to his right appears. Figures also seem to be standing around him in the darkness, out of sight of the camera, as you can see vague flickers of movement. Suddenly, he's at the mercy of these figures, but the movement is not human, but like a hurricane force. He's thrown to the ground and the force disperses. Then the other full-figured man in the video grabs him before heading back into the adjacent building. It's almost as if there's water on the ground. As the man tries to move, there's a ripple effect. Then he is dragged by his feet by the unknown force off camera. The rippling continues for a moment before going still, but the stillness is brief. When the other dude returns to the alleyway, looking upon the scene, he suddenly rushes back into the building as something huge is thrown in after him. It's not clear if it's a person, place, or thing. A moment later, a figure wearing a long black cape and a hat leaves the building. A window shatters beside it as the figure departs. What in the world is happening here? Any theories? I feel at a loss when coming up with a rational explanation for
Ba't biglang gumanon yun?
these happenings.
Ayaw niya tumigil magsalita. Grabe. Ayaw niya tumigil magsalita. Dire-diretso siya. Ayaw muna niya manood.
Number 2. Haunted Graveyard. YouTuber Moxley's Crazy Adventures posted this haunted graveyard video in November of 2019 writing, "Welcome back to my first haunted graveyard. I went here to see what I could capture, if anything at all. What I did capture was insane. Alright, you reeled us in. Let's just hope you deliver." And Moxley does deliver. He captures a dark shadow-like figure gliding across the backdrop of a lit brick wall. He shouts out to it, but it doesn't respond.
What the hell is that? Hello?
He later hears heavy footsteps nearby. They're clearly heard in the leaves around him. In the comments, YouTuber Spooky Spectre notes that this thing wasn't moving like a human being, nor did the brush move as it passed by. It also didn't respond when being called out to, or make noise or footsteps. Do you agree with Spooky Spectre? Did this freak you out? If not, then you're one brave cookie. Before we get to number 1.
Nakakatakot pero talaga uminumulis siya. Sorry.
1. My name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. Are you cute?
Pili ko sinasadya niya to eh. Pili ko sinasadya niya. Kasi sabi niya, "Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration."
Number 1. My name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration.
Sinasadya niya talaga.
Are you curious about what I look like in real life? Then go to my Instagram. If you answered yeah, that generosity and the uploadability is often way scarier than the supernatural. Posted to Reddit by Creeper Crisis, he writes, "Horrifying footage of something that happens daily here in London. The gruesome video shows a blade brandished at an area mall. Chaos unfolds as shoppers realize what's going on. The blade wielder manages to flee the scene. The victims are also seen jogging through the shopping center. One clip shows security guards beside one of the men. The second man is then seen approaching and falls to the ground. Certainly terrifying to watch. I couldn't imagine how terrifying it must have been to witness it in real life."
Ayoko na ng Chills ha. Last na to. Para ako minulis siya. Landi ng boses. Matagal na ba to? Parang pili ko matagal na to eh. 2019 pa pala eh. Pero ngayon kasi nag-improve na siya. Hindi na siya dire-diretso magsalita. Hirap niya yung reaction kasi dire-diretso salitahan niya. Walang tigil eh. Pero sana nag-enjoy kayo kahit konti. Natuloy ko na kasi eh. Diba? Kaya tinuloy ko na. Hindi ko na putol. Upload ko na lang din siguro. Sayang, bali nyo. Gusto nyo yung mga ganun. Nakakatakot yung iba. Lalo yung dal. Takot ako sa dal. So, ayun, maraming salamat sa panonood at hanggang sa muli.